The reason we are here broadcasting from the SA Ogalis in Cape Town, it's one of the 18 regional sea conventions where action plans were created by the United Nations Environment Programme as part of the implementation of the 1972 Stockholm Agenda. The theme of the COP11 meeting this year is promoting blue growth in Africa towards sustainable management of marine resources. Joining us now is Mr. Abou Bamba, the UNEP Regional Coordinator for the Abidjan Convention. It's good to have you on the program. Welcome to South Africa. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. How important is regional cooperation?
Regional cooperation is key, is very important for the region because maritime problems will know no boundaries. It will flow from one country to another. So in order to find a solution, we need to cooperate amongst countries so that solutions are not only local or national, but they're also regional.
Yeah. One thing we haven't really spoken about is the actual countries that are participating. I know I've mentioned that we've got those represented from Western, Central and Southern Africa, but just be a little bit more specific for us.
Okay, we have those 22 countries, that are covered by the Abidjan Convention, from Mauritania all the way down to South Africa, and they are broken down in three currents. We call them large marine ecosystems. The first one will be the Canary Current. We're bringing together the Sahel countries, the coastal Sahel countries. And then there is the Guinea Current, which is a large marine ecosystem of the Guinea Current, bringing together, let's say, the Central and West African countries. And the third category of countries joining for this Conference of the Parties are the three countries of the Benguela Current: South Africa, Namibia, and Angola.
Okay. Who identifies interlinked problem areas? The interlinked problem areas, who identifies them?
The countries first, and we put together what we call a Committee on Science and Technology. Yeah. This is the best scientists, across the coastal countries. They get together and they decide on the basis of very hard science, facts and data that, for instance, coastal erosion is an issue for African countries, or oil spills might be another problem. Or they might come up, with some research and data saying that land-based source of pollution is another issue. This is how it works.
Yeah. I mean, obviously this convention is vitally important, but in terms of implementing decisions that are made here and monitoring, how does that go about?
Okay, it's mainly funded through what they call an action plan, which reflects actually the decisions that are taken at the ministerial level. They are decisions that are implementing through projects, actions on the field. For instance, countries might come up and say, oh, we don't have enough capacities in terms of dealing with oil and gas, which is becoming like an emerging issue in the Gulf of Guinea countries. Everybody is going for oil. And then they will ask the Abidjan Convention, can you organize to develop the capacities of our staff of the Ministry of Environment to be able to converse with the oil companies? And this is one of the action we can do, putting the workshops together and developing the capacities of those people.
Just finally, focusing in on the theme, and I see that the blue economy is even mentioned in the theme. Just to repeat it, promoting blue growth in Africa towards sustainable management of marine resources. Talk us through this blue economy that's being referred to here.
Okay, blue economy actually is a worldwide concept, that shows that one of the important drivers for economic growth actually is the marine and maritime sectors. How African countries, of these coastal African countries, can take advantage of the exploitation of marine and coastal resources for economic growth, to create jobs, and to make the life better than it is right now. If you compare with European or Asian countries, all the countries living across the shores of the oceans are more or less rich countries. But in Africa, we don't understand why. We're talking about very poor countries where there is a lot of wealth in the oceans, fisheries, energy, oil and gas, but we haven't yet picking up in terms of using the marine and coastal resources to create wealth and economic growth. So this is the reason why we're going to discuss this issue here during the COP.
All right, good. Thank you for talking to us. Good luck for the coming days ahead. Mr. Abou Bamba is the UNEP Regional Coordinator for the Abidjan Convention that kicks off today in Cape Town, and something we'll be following for you here at the SABC. Thank you very much for being our guest.